Hello, Cambridge. This is Q Unlimited, aka Henry.
What does it mean to be unlimited?
It means that it was a quick way to make sure that when people looked for me online, they could find me. So if you put in barbecue, I come up. If you put in anything unlimited, I come up. So it was a way for me to assure that I would get one of the first slots.
Oh my. It's very nice online. To feel unlimited, yes?
It certainly is. I do feel unlimited.
I think you are an unlimited kind of guy. Are you, our viewers, after this show, we hope we will all be unlimited together.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
But limits are good too, yes?
Yeah, limits keep us safe. They give us parameters to work from. Absolutely.
Like having a limit up to here and no further to tell people?
No, I'm going to say you go ahead and you be unlimited. Explore that range to the place where you can no longer go no further. That's what I say.
Well, the poem for today. My name is Michael Koran, and this is my book, Verse to Better. A poem for each day of the year. And we use it just as a structure.
Just as a structure. Oh, we'll be on Somerville television
Tuesday night at 8.
Tuesday night at 8, yeah,
yes.
Right. So.
And if you want to be in the audience, be there at 7:30.
Be there at 7:30. Come on in.
Opposite Dunkin' Donuts.
Grab a coffee. Come and do the show.
So the cheerful poem for today.
We have a cheerful one. Oh, good.
Is called. Oh, it really is cheerful. Don't let sounds deceive you. It's called Healing Homicidal Suicidal Feelings.
That's happy?
It's the healing part.
Oh, it's the healing part. Well, are we going to sit for this? Because, I've been dancing for a few days now.
You can sit.
I'm going to sit.
You can sit.
Because it's been a very long couple of weeks.
Yes. You can sit. This is interesting, right? Sitting and
yes, it is.
Yes. So you can read it if you want, or sing it.
I will. All right, so, here it is. Let me look at it a quick second. All right, here we are. Healing homicidal, suicidal feelings. Shatter small egos, even ours, till flowing through life showers flowers.
Well, I'm touched.
I'm touched too. It's beautiful.
Wow, I'm going to read once
from the
more.
title, I never would have guessed.
I'm going to read once more, and then Q is going, who's never seen this. Promise, you can trust us. Is going to tell us what it is.
You can trust him.
It would be very hard to read it as well as Q, but I will try. He's talked about limits. He's created a high bar.
Oh, thank you.
Right. Well, you can read.
I'm blessed. It's not the first time I've heard that.
Healing homicidal, suicidal feelings. Shatter small egos, even ours, till flowing through life showers flowers. I still like it.
It's beautiful. It is.
Yes.
It's deceptive by the title, but it's very, very nice. What do you think? Call in. What's wrong?
I don't think we're taking calls, but we might. Now that Q has said that, we will take a call. 876-005-617, 876-0055. But what does this mean to you?
What does it mean to me?
Yes.
Wow, there's
Well, what does it do for you? Or why do you think it's beautiful? Isn't that pretty audacious for the writer of a poem to ask his buddy, why do you think my poem is beautiful?
I'd have to say you're probably right. It's the turnaround, It's the way it begins, so deadpan, and then suddenly turns around, and you have this image of life showers of all things.
And flowers too.
And flowers.
My friend went to Western Mass and saw peonies that are blooming. She loves them. They're very.
Really?
She thinks they're orgasmic.
They're orgasmic. Sounds like a poem.
Well,
but yeah, I mean that's a big thing for me. Is you have this drop kind of deadpan beginning, then it's almost comedic, moving into shatter small egos.
That's right. We know a small ego, yes?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
a big ego. Maybe it should be sad or big ego. I have a small ego too. Do you have a small ego?
You know, a friend of mine
Maybe not.
a friend of mine once said to me, who was quite audacious authority, is really, a big personality. And I said to him, a lot of people think you have ego, and he said, it's actually a reverse inferiority complex. So he was
This is Cambridge, so you can figure this out. Reverse
inferiority
like
complex.
Reverse would be
So-
going the other way.
Right, he didn't think very much of himself, so he put it out there.
Oh,
like
I
he
did that.
thought.
Oh, that's-
Yeah, and it's pretty common.
welcome to being a man.
Yeah, welcome to being human.
Maybe men do it more, maybe not.
Perhaps. I don't think men do it more at all.
Men have bigger egos than women.
Ooh, you're skirting on dangerous
No pun
ground
intended.
here.
Do men? I think they do. Women are taught. So many women have trouble with their bodies. They think they're beautiful and they think they're not.
But I think that's cultural, Michael. I think that because of advertising, commercialism.
Yes.
I think it's more than. I don't think families do that as often, as much as our culture does. We have a culture that worships thinness, tallness, lengthiness, youth. All these things, and if you fall short of all those, it kind of, and then you have this pressure to be partnered.
Yes.
It's almost. I've been single for
A year.
Well, no. I divorced last year.
Mhm.
Separated a year before that. I saw somebody for 7 months.
And you feel pretty good about yourself.
I feel very good about my.
That is amazing.
Divorce has been very, very good to me.
Yes. That's times is hard. Death and rebirth.
Yes, absolutely. But I think if you take the time.
So do we have a small ego now? Do we have our ego shattered? The poem was saying, I discovered it for myself, all this attack, I want to kill you or me, is, if I really stay with it, it's really to break my small ego and help it be bigger, and even yours, which I've done many times. Or tried to, I'm not sure successful.
Well, fortunately, my ego is fluid, so I can go from here
Yes.
to there,
Yes, but,
when I need to.
yes.
But I would, I don't believe anybody should shut out anything. Everything is valuable coming in. I think a person that has a big ego is going to hold their stance rather than question whether or not their stance is valid.
In my bedroom, well, I don't even know what an ego is at this very moment. In my better moments, someone said, I read this is important for me, that some people who are wonderful people, when they walk in the room, everyone says, wow, look at Q. He's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, when Q walks in the room, say, I think this happens to you too, wow, I feel so great.
It does happen to me.
And so that could be, so beyond feel, oh, here I am, but it would be wonderful to feel we're all wonderful. I think I need to feel the floor and the sky. I think I need a lot of help from God, Goddess, to feel okay. I think in myself.
I think that's true for most people.
Yes.
I think so.
Well, many people are not. Oh, do many people need God and as much as I?
I think so. I think a lot of people have issue with the word God and the image that it presents.
Yes, so I could need
Earth,
sky.
universe. Yes, absolutely. I like that much better.
I pray to that every night and morning.
And it takes away that whole heavy, somebody's watching over you to chastise you or prevent you from getting into the gates of heaven.
Yes.
That's a distorted view.
So what is divinity to you?
Divinity to me. You mean with regard to an icon of some sort, or?
No, what does it mean to you?
Divinity.
You can dance it too if you don't have to use words.
Divinity is.
Q is not moving tonight.
I am not moving tonight.
We have one of the best male dancer I know in Cambridge is not is not moving.
I have danced myself to death in the last few days.
Not
The
moving.
only thing dancing is my insides going, please don't dance.
Wow.
But to me, divinity is, I think that there's an awareness that permeates everything that's in the ground, that's in the rocks, that's in the sky. And I think we all feel that. I once, over a dance camp, at a New England dance camp, I did a workshop, and I asked everybody, can you feel, when you look at the sky, can you feel the sky looking back at you? And only one person said no. So I think somehow, some way, we all know,
Wow.
or we all
That's
feel
beautiful.
we all feel that we're being looked down on, and even looked up on if you really take the time
Or supported by
yeah,
them.
well, if you take the time to feel the earth, you can feel the earth feeling you. So I think that's divinity, knowing that everything has a spirit. That everything,
Wow.
yeah.
And isn't that, we have that on this show, and this is recorded.
And this is recorded.
So you live this way,
Yes, this is the way I
Do you
live.
pray?
My older sister once said to me, "You need to pray," and my response to her was, every day, every breath, everything I do is a prayer.
Well,
Because I try to and I think we should all try to do everything as mindfully as we can, be totally present.
and then that energy comes through.
Yes, yeah, but I do pray. I usually say, heaven and earth. Like when I leave the house, I'll say, with the blessing of heaven and
Well,
earth.
I use sky, because heaven is a little...
That I understand. I understand.
Because I was too much...
Would you like this?
Okay, so maybe I'll take that as a subtle hint, maybe we'll look at what's coming.
Let's look at what's coming. No, you were looking at the book, so I said maybe he wants it.
No, I wasn't thinking about it at
Okay.
all. No, I have another one to read. Oh, you can read it. I don't even know what it is. This is June 2nd.
June 2nd. All right. Grace of wrath. It's hard sensing divinity.
Oh, my.
Not to hunch. Keep God for me. But when I fiercely squeeze my hunch, I'm then released to breath. To breathe,
Yeah.
unscrunched.
I unfortunately like this.
You unfortunately like
Some of
it.
them when I read
I
these,
like it as well. I mean, again, you have that nice interplay where you start out real heavy,
Mhm.
and then it kind of kind of drifts away into this beautiful, thing.
One writer, Thomas Mann, said he learned what his poems were like by listening to his critics. Thank you, Q.
Well, I have no criticism.
I'm going to read ones too, yes?
Please.
Grace of wrath. That was a takeoff on grapes of wrath.
I got that.
So your anger, the grace from our anger.
That's interesting. I never thought of anger as having grace. I never have. That's a concept I'm going to have to really play with.
On this show, on Mother's Day, with my dear friend Michael Mack, who's going to be following us. Stay tuned, because he's amazing. Won 2 Mass Cultural Council awards. Most of us have been struggling to win one. And you'll see why. But on our show, we have called the God Talk Guys. We could call us that too, but we don't. This is Q Unlimited and Friend. It's also called AHA, A Human Among Humans, which I'm getting, with the help of you, getting closer to.
Well, thank you.
It's true. Anyway, on his show, we were talking about mothers, because it was Mother's Day.
Okay.
And I got in touch with, I've had what is known as a spiritual bypass of forgiveness for my mom.
A spiritual bypass for forgiveness.
In other words, I forgave her.
Oh, I got that. It's just, the poetry just seems to flow out of your
I
mouth.
forgave her, but in my mind, but my psyche had much anger anyway, which I didn't know, because I thought I was a nice guy. And when I felt that anger last Mother's Day, fury, scary, you were feeling homicidal, suicidal feelings. I don't know if it was underneath that anger, or that anger was, well, maybe that anger was under some way connected to that anger was this great love for her that didn't come out unless the anger would come out. Did you explain that to us?
Could I explain? Well, I'm not a psychiatrist. I can only give my, my intuitive
Yep.
feelings of it, but it makes sense to me. She's your mother.
So why would this great... So I think maybe the anger got in the way of just loving my mother.
Well, I mean, from our discussions
Yes,
about your
right.
from our discussions
Yes.
about your history, yeah,
Yeah, so
they're intertwined.
yeah, so the primal love that I didn't get, that I lost very early, they force-fed me after I was born.
Yeah, I know.
So that...
Which is a traumatic experience
Yes.
in itself.
So it was easy to turn off love very quickly.
Very easy,
And
yeah.
being hit all the time and screamed at. So I need to get all that anger out to get in touch with the feelings underneath that anger, which was a basic primal love of child for mother.
Mother,
Does that make
absolutely.
sense? Oh, good.
And you never got a chance to resolve that with her.
Well, I did on last Mother's Day. She's only been gone for 14 years.
Okay, well, I mean in person, face to face.
Yes, no.
I mean, I was very fortunate. Whatever issues I had, I got a chance to address with my mother before she passed, which is, totally healing.
Yeah, I had some of that, but it wasn't completely healing
Right.
until. But I have fond memories of my mother even being on this show, growing older with Evelyn. Okay, anyway, you should be quiet and just read the poem, and then we can talk about it.
Read the poem.
Yes. Grace of wrath is hard sensing divinity, not to hunch, keep God for me. When I fiercely squeeze my hunch, I'm then released to breathe unscrunched. Well, I like it again.
Very nice.
Yes.
Better than mine.
The reading better than yours?
Yeah, that one was much better.
Yes?
Yeah,
Wow.
because you know it, so your body
I
you
don't
expressed
know.
it. You expressed it with your body more. There was
Well,
a
you're
lot more.
very good at that.
Yeah.
You're sitting down now. Oh my, that's very nice, because we do grab God for us. You might not, but many I do. I, especially having a flawed ego, is not even doing it properly. A very wounded ego.
Right.
Then when we feel what you were talking about, that divinity coming through the sky and the earth, it's very easy to be better than people because I feel worse than them.
And absolutely, and I think that's Michael often helps me modify the term somebody's broken. So yeah, I mean, I think that when we don't understand something, certainly this is true for me, when something doesn't fall into what you consider the norm, I think the first thing a person does as a defensive mechanism is push it away violently. So yeah.
And then I don't think you do that. You take this divine feeling and think we're better than others. I don't sense that in you.
No. Well, I mean, I've had it.
Yep.
I've been teaching martial arts since I was a kid, so I think no doubt I have fallen from grace a number of times because I have gone there, and I think most people do, but because I started at such a young age, and I'm not entirely stupid. At some point, you realize that this is not the way to be. That you're actually hurting yourself and hurting people around you. I mean, when you look at Dr. Emoto's work on water and how human intention can actually mutate or make the molecules of water beautiful, it made a big difference for me. I mean, when you look at that reality, you realize that not only does what you think hurt or make you better, but it also does that for everybody else. Because we're made out of what? 85% water, something like that?
Something like that, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you don't do that. You don't take God just for yourself.
No. In my opinion, my feel is that we are all God.
Yes.
And if you're a Christian, the first thing it says is we were created in God's image. I take that literally.
Actually comes from the Hebrew Bible. But
Yeah.
you don't mind me saying that.
No, well, it's Judeo-Christian. You know, I mean, Christ was a Jew, right? You don't want to take me there. You know, I'm like, well, hello, Christ was a Jew. We should all be doing what they do.
I think. So what you're saying is falling from grace is helpful because when you think you're
It's inevitable.
until we get that we're all, as you said, all of us. Yes, that's not so easy.
No, it's not. No.
And not to hold on to.
Because we have all these defensive mechanisms that want us to keep our world in order, in place.
I am.
Yeah, I am.
with God. I am a man of God, in case you missed it. And we're not sure about. No, it's not true. You are watching this, even if not watching.
You are all God.
Even if you are not watching this, you are fine. Okay. So let's see if this third, boy, this is about divinity this week. There's some.
You picked it out of nowhere. I said, you know, I mean,
No, these are just
I take it as an omen. You know me,
these are
right?
the poems for this coming week.
Because we started out with talking about divinity, and you just opened up and it's
And we only have
divinity.
6 more minutes. Time flies when.
We're having fun.
Yes.
This happens at your house with us too.
Yes.
All right. Divinities help me be me. We're divining while feelings, thoughts, play with words, deeds, to be all we are.
I'm not sure about this poem. Might be a little too abstract for me.
It's abstract.
Yes, it might not. It's good. We like the other two. I don't think this. Sometimes after
It has a different quality to it.
rewrite them.
It had, you know,
It's a little too thoughtful. Divinities help me be me. We're divining, like divining lives, while feelings, thoughts play with words, deeds, to be all we are. I understand what he's saying. He happens to be me. When our feelings and thoughts play with our words and deeds, to be all we are, but this needs an example. So I'm rewriting this. It's going to be a revised version.
oh, he's revising his book.
Yes. Well, this might be a little bit better. Thank you.
June 4th.
Yeah.
Cat pats. When you lightly brush my skin again and again,
Gee.
I purr through my pain.
Ooh.
I like that.
I like that too.
It's beautiful.
Wow. We're agreeing. Some of them aren't.
Some of them
This is
are.
very nice. Cat pat, I wish this for all of us. When you lightly brush my skin again and again, I purr through my pain. Thank you, Meadow Bloom. Wow.
What I like.
Makes me cry. Yes.
What I like about that is the visuals, each word in sight. You know, just somebody brushing you alone kind of already starts to make you kind of relax. By the time you get to the purring,
Yeah.
you're already purring.
That's
So
right.
I am anyway.
So we're gonna skip number 5, June 5th. Got rotten on that because it's too long. We only have 3 minutes. Unless we don't want to do that. 3 minutes. Do we got rotten? You know that, right?
Whatever you like, Mike.
Maybe. This is a hard one. I would love to hear you read this. This is long. You've heard it before. You made a song of it once, back when you were young.
I remember.
When you were young.
All right. Got rot a nut. Rotting to the core. Rotten to the core. Mind-infecting sores rot me to the core. If you are my friend, here is what is in store. Irritated raw, Wounds corrupt your core. When you are my love, treat it like a whore. Festering with sores, we'll rot many cores.
Oh, spending it.
We'll love making war, breaking all the laws, exploding rotting cores, drinking the gore, rotting through our cores. We're forced to sense more inside gutless guts, screams that make us nuts. Hearing unheard screams unleashes unseen dreams, roaring from our cores, dreams for cure now soar. Guide us through locked doors, conjure and explore paths healing all cores. We pray even more to feel through rot awe, make rot flowing ore, fueling awe full cores to stream with amor.
Well, we have 50 seconds. Any comments?
It's long, but it's it's beautiful.
It makes sense. Huh?
Yeah, it does make sense, and again, it touches on some very, no pun intended, core feelings, and things that most people don't want to look at, which is really what I like about it. I like that it discusses something that most people don't want to talk about, even to themselves. That in some ways we all have a part of us rotting to the core.
Wow, not you, Q.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
I'll hang my head.
Wow. But through that,
we try.
there more comes.
That's right.
When you know it.
And especially when you recognize it. Yes.
Say goodbye, 3 seconds.
Good.